It's been sold as a win-win for Australian and British farmers. The UK successfully pushed Australia to drop a requirement for its citizens to do agriculture work for 88 days in regional areas in order to extend their working holiday visa. National Senator Bridget McKenzie joins me live now. Bridget, good to see you. Now, is this going to be a problem for farmers at the moment who can't find unskilled work?
Not at all, Laura. It's a great win for our agricultural sector, and I think for the National Party, who've been fighting for a long time for an agricultural visa specific. We now have one. 10 ASEAN countries will be able to access this particular visa arrangement, which will provide a suite of workforce options for the breadth of agricultural industries. We know pre-COVID that 50% of our ag workforce came from overseas. We shut our border. It's been great for the spread of COVID here in the country, but we've seen workforce shortages right throughout agriculture as we're having one of those bumper seasons over 2021. So we're desperate for workers. We've got ABARES estimates, I think, around 20,000 shortfall every single month. So making sure we can get this ag visa in place, get people from our nearest neighbours, our ASEAN friends, here on farm, helping our farmers get that product off is great news.
So you talk about that agricultural visa, and that's, I guess for more highly skilled agriculture workers. So, for example, if you're a shearer in the UK and the off-season, you could come and work in Australia and vice versa. But when it comes to, farmers who just need some of the grunt work on these properties to pick fruit in a timely fashion, there's still, as you point out, big problems with labour shortages. So does this agreement do anything to really address that, given borders are closed?
Well, we've been able to secure, as I said, as a result of this agreement and the changes made to British backpackers and visa requirements around the requirement to work on farm being lifted. We've then been able to secure an agricultural visa proper with 10 ASEAN countries, and that'll be coming into force hopefully by the end of this year, which is great news because it will actually ensure that we get a raft of different skill sets on farm, because if you're a mango grower up in Darwin, you need a different skill set than if you're a strawberry grower down in Tasmania, for instance. So it's great news on the workforce front, I think. But for farmers, it doesn't matter whether I was talking to the red meat guys last night, beef, sheep, they're very, very ecstatic with the increased access and all tariffs coming off.
Well, the cane growers up in Queensland are ones that never seem to be really happy about free trade agreements, and even they seem happy.
They are, and when the cane grower's happy, you can be assured that Georgie Christensen in the National Party is very, very happy. So, I think when you look at what was the aspiration with doing the UK free trade agreement, it actually was about assisting the UK to build that internal capacity and to end up being able to join the CPTPP. When we started these negotiations, remember, the UK didn't even have their own negotiating team, and you just spoke to Mr Brown about that. They're all located in Brussels in the EU. So there's been a huge capacity challenge for the UK, and I think they're super excited to get this one nailed and then to be looking further afield for what other trade deals they can do. But I just wanted to mention, Laura, that I guess Justin was right. The devil will be in the detail. We know there's a chapter on animal welfare. We lead the world on animal welfare standards in this country. We've got nothing to fear from that chapter. But there is another chapter on environment and sustainability. We know that chapter in the EU free trade agreement is causing us some challenges. And so I'll be looking very carefully at the detail going forward as we get the actual text proper over coming months on that chapter.
So what is Europe wanting from us in that chapter?
Well, the EU free trade agreement was wanting to put in, I guess, a raft of sustainability measures on Australian agriculture, which we don't actually need.
So
we're known worldwide. Well, yeah, absolutely. We're known worldwide as a country that is science-based, evidence-based around standards. We want to maintain that rather than going to a more European, non-scientific based.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I hope you got your running shoes on because the bells are ringing. You need to go to the chamber.
Oh, okay.
And every
Thanks,
now
Laura.
and then, Parliament does interrupt our program, so that Bridget McKenzie has to run